Joshua and the walls of Jericho. In the wake of Moses' passing, a new chapter unfolded for the Israelites. Joshua, anointed by divine decree, stood at the threshold of immense responsibility. He understood that before he could marshal his forces for the battles ahead, he needed to fortify his spirit and align his heart with God's will. As Joshua stepped into his role, God's promise was clear: adhere to the divine commandments, and prosperity and victory in the promised land would be theirs. The Israelites, in turn, pledged unwavering loyalty to Joshua, echoing their commitment to follow God's word. With strategic foresight, Joshua dispatched spies to Canaan, eyeing the formidable city of Jericho. It wasn't long before the king of Jericho, tipped off about the covert visitors, ordered a citywide manhunt. The spies, seeking refuge in Rahab's home, found themselves in peril. But Rahab, recognizing the hand of God with the Israelites, chose to protect them, securing a promise of safety for herself and her family in return. The path to Jericho presented its own trial. The formidable Jordan River. With no bridge in sight, the challenge seemed insurmountable. Yet, faith paved the way where no path existed. As the priests, bearing the Ark of the Covenant, stepped into the river's edge, the waters parted, mirroring the miracles of old. This miraculous crossing, marked by 12 stones at the riverbed and on Canaan's shore, would stand as eternal testaments to God's power and faithfulness. Jericho loomed ahead, its massive walls a daunting barrier. Yet, the appearance of the captain of God's army served as a divine assurance to Joshua that the battle's outcome was already decreed in the heavens. The instructions given to Joshua were unconventional. A silent march around Jericho for 6 days, followed by a climactic procession on the 7th day, culminating in a triumphant blast of trumpets and a unified shout from the Israelites. The walls of Jericho, so long a symbol of invincibility, crumbled to dust, leaving only Rahab's abode untouched, a sign of the covenant kept by the Scarlet cord. Rahab and her family were spared, a token of God's mercy amidst judgment. In the aftermath, Jericho's riches were consecrated to God, and Joshua pronounced a dire curse on any who dared to rebuild the city. The fall of Jericho sent ripples throughout Canaan, a clear message that God's favor rested upon Israel. This narrative, rooted in the ancient text of Joshua 1-6, not only recounts a pivotal moment in Israel's history, but also reflects the enduring truth that faith, obedience, and divine guidance can topple the mightiest of obstacles. The end.